Welcome to Take This Tip Podcast. I'm your host, Shaun. You supposed to say no. You supposed to say Nick, and then I'm gonna cut you off.
Alright, go. I just literally told you what to say.
No.
I said this. Alright, go ahead.
Welcome to Take This Tip Podcast. I'm your host, Shaun.
And
you still didn't do it.
Alright, bro.
Alright. Welcome to Take This Tip Podcast. I'm your host, Shaun. This is Nick, aka Nick at Night, Freak Nick for all the ladies, whatever you want to call them.
Only on Sunday.
Today we'll be talking about 3 different topics / discussions between us. It'll be more so of like our everyday life, certain situations we've been through. And then just overall, just advice, in which we can give out to help whoever may be going through something, somebody that needs to hear it. So yeah, that's what we'll be talking about today. This is the first episode, so welcome to all the people who's here. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you guys. Without your support, there's no us, and hope y'all ready for what we got in store for y'all, because I ain't holding back. I'm definitely going to speak my mind.
I've been waiting.
Yeah, y'all been waiting.
Y'all
We've been waiting to basically tell y'all exactly what it is. Look
at
what I'm talking to you. Exactly how it is. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. You gonna get it raw and uncut. Pause to some of the dudes out there. Y'all doing some other shit. Yeah. But yeah, y'all.
We're gonna talk about y'all too.
Yeah, cause hey, if the ladies is fucked up, the dudes we fucked up too. We
hold on.
We can't play both sides.
We
gotta
start somewhere.
We gonna start with the ladies though.
Right, let's start with
but hey, men, it's me how I grew up. It was wrong and right. There is no in between. That in between is how messiness starts and chaotic stuff, and and makes the relationship not want to be anymore. You feel me? Like, but yeah. So I'm gonna hand it off to Nick, and I'm gonna let him, bring up the first one.
Well, I'm gonna ask you your first question.
Okay.
So, you're gonna be able to edit this out, right? Because I'm trying to remember the question. All right. The first thing was, have you ever felt like you ever had the one?
At one point in life, I thought I did. And it just wasn't hitting. Let me not say hitting. It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And sometimes you think, okay, it's gonna play out A through Z. But then as you start to go down that alphabet line, somewhere along the line you start adding numbers. Numbers is like other people, other BS, outside stuff, and then you just lose whatever little imaginary world I thought I was creating, or paradise I thought I was creating, that wasn't it.
I was fair to say you cheated.
Nah, I didn't cheat.
You sure?
No, sir. I didn't cheat.
I have a question though.
And the thing is though, she thought I did. She thought I did. And the reason why she thought I did is because, and women, why don't y'all like when men have best friends that was before we met you, and you met her, and you knew exactly what it was, you knew it was nothing like that, and you still got an issue with it. But go ahead.
What do you mean nothing like that?
Meaning how some women may think, oh, y'all must be doing something. Y'all talking and kikiing and ha-ha. No, we just cool.
Right. Like, do you think, I'm going to ask you this. Do you think once a cheater, always a cheater?
No.
I disagree.
No. I don't think once a cheater, always a cheater. Because if that's the case, that's like saying once you lose your job, one job, you're always going to lose a job. You feel me?
But why not, though?
I don't think so, because, it's like, how can I put it? You may think that somebody's going to cheat on you again, but did you guys sit down and have a conversation as an adult? because we're not perfect. We make mistakes. We're human. You know, like we're not immortal. So I don't know why people assume that just because you make one mistake, meaning that that's going to define you the rest of your life. Yeah, you can bring it up in discussion, but don't just assume that, oh, because I'm a cheater or I cheated once on you, I'm gonna continue to do it again. Like everything has a reasoning behind it. People just don't wake up one day and just be like, oh, I'm gonna go cheat on my girl or I'm gonna go cheat on my man.
It's always a cause and react, and there's always a reaction. But I feel like once a cheater is always a cheater is because if you've done it before, you can do it again.
Okay, you can do it again, but that doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to do it again.
I think it takes the right person to prevent you from going to that place again.
But what if the right person who you think is right for you, you may meet somebody else who you may think is right, then what? Then it's like now you got two rights?
That ain't possible.
It is possible. It is possible for you to meet and for you to already have somebody in your life who you think is right for you. Like, this is it. This is all I need. It's a wrap.
What's right
And
to
then
you?
you go on vacation and you may meet a woman who may be exactly what you need. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's
But
a
if you
difference
have
between,
right at home,
like,
why are you looking for another?
because
right?
there's a difference between an A and an A plus. Is it not?
Never mind about that.
there's a difference, you feel me? So there's a difference between an A and an A plus. Of course you're gonna want to get the A plus. Like, do you want to just make honor roll or you want to make the dean's list?
Some people may settle for that A.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it just depends. Like, what do you think?
Once
Do you think you would just settle for just that, for just the right now, or what could be?
Once I'm satisfied, I'm satisfied. Because that A plus can be, it can look like an A plus on the outside, but inside it's a D minus. Like, for real. Because you never really know. Until you actually get in a relationship with somebody, you start vibing with that person. You can look beautiful and all that. Everything can look good on the outside, but once you get to vibing, bro, it's something completely different.
No, for sure. I mean, it can be completely different, but that's what I'm saying. So, what if you find out that it is completely different, and then you meet another A that's actually an A plus?
But my whole thing is, why are you looking for another A if you got an A at home?
Sometimes you don't go look for the A. Sometimes it'll come to you, because who you think may be right for you may not be who God made right. Well, the person that you may think may be for you may not be the person that God may want to be for you. But I'm a religious person though, so please don't take offense to any type of religion or religious thing that I may quote. I am a Christian. I do believe in a higher power, God, Most High. So please don't take that into offense.
My whole thing is, if you have an A at home, you shouldn't be looking or being easily tempted by other A's if you have an A already.
Cool, right? Some people may not see that they have an A. Some people may see that they got a B plus.
But if you know you got an A,
but here, hold on.
Okay.
She may know she's an A.
Mm-hmm.
You may not see that she's an A. You may see she's a B. But then you go out one night with your fellas or your bros, and then you see an A. Not even knowing that you got an A at home. So, like I said, it's a what you are willing to, what you are willing to see and how you are disciplined enough. You feel me?
Trust me, I know what I would have at home. I'm
Yeah.
not settling for that, bro. I know what I got at home. Nah, bro.
So okay then. So what would your ideal woman be?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's appearance first, always. Always with the appearance. I ain't gonna lie. Bro.
Okay, what
It's
about the
always
appearance? Give me three things.
I love the thick ones.
Shout out to the
love
big
the-
ones.
I
I
love
ain't
the
gonna
big
hold
ones,
you. Hey,
Big
my
ones.
philosophy, hold up. My philosophy is, if she ain't thick, she ain't right. No diss to the skinny community. Please don't come for me.
Nah,
I like what I like the same way you like what you like, right? Oh, okay.
let me say that too, because I definitely had a few skinny things in back in the day, bro. And
You know, throw them for the ends.
easy. But that ain't the whole point. The point is, let's not even go back that way. I ain't gonna travel that way. My whole thing is, when I'm hitting, I want to be able to hear something. I need to feel something. I need to hear something. I like that. I wanted to talk back to me. Okay? That's why I like the thick one.
Hey, you ain't never lied.
That's why I like the thick one.
You ain't never lied.
That's just me.
Keep it chill
Okay?
at all times.
But after that, after we get past that, it's your heart.
Okay.
I gotta have a good-hearted woman.
I can respect that.
That's it for me. That's enough. If I got those two things, that's enough for me.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's no third.
Nah, that's enough.
Not
Everything
God
else we can work out.
fearing,
I mean, those things.
Because what about religion? Like that comes into
Oh yeah,
play.
definitely.
Because what if you meet somebody who's an atheist or Catholic? You know.
She tell me she atheist. She got the number 2. She got to go. This is what it is.
I gotta respect it.
Like it's not a knock. I mean, if you don't believe, you don't believe. But that's just me. You know, I'm not. You know, passing judgment on anybody.
Okay.
But obviously, if that's how I'm rolling, I expect that as well from my partner.
So what you're saying is that if she's Christian, you will want your partner to be Christian too.
I'm not even saying you have to be like so religious, because you can be a Catholic or a Christian. I feel like we all worship somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We believe in somebody. As long as you're not saying to me, oh, well, why do you feel this way? And it's a challenge, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what, you know, now I gotta explain my religion to you because you feel like it's not valid. Yeah. That's where I get like, okay, nah, I'm cool. Yeah. You know? But what it gets tricky when the kids come into play. When now you have to choose a religion or choose what you believe in. That's when it get messy. So you gotta think about those things early on, you know?
Gotcha. Okay. So then here go my question. My question is, can you be with a woman who has 1 or maybe 2 kids? Like, can you be with a woman like that? Because sometimes you still going to have to deal with uphill battles, meaning you may not be the biological father, and you still have to meet the actual father, and that may be a clash, you know, because the kid may like you, the woman that you're with may like you, but he may not approve. So now you have to deal with whatever comes with that.
I think if it came down to it, I would be able to, because, and I'm only going to say this only because my dad, my older brothers, we have different dads. Okay. So my dad pretty much raised my older brothers.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to look to him. That's the best man I know. So I feel like I would be able to do it.
Okay. Now, what if he has an issue? Like the biological father has an issue with you. Like he just don't like you just because, or he feels that you're being too, how can I put it? You're being too much of a father to his child than he can actually be, because now he has to jump through rings and hula hoops. Because now if the child is getting used to you, the child may not want to go with the biological father, you know? Even if the father does want to, oh yeah, can I get my kid, you know, let me take my kid to school, let me do this, let me do that. Like, how do you maneuver through that?
I feel like,
because I've had that issue.
I feel like, yeah, there are women that make it difficult for men to be fathers and be there, but I feel like a father is always going to be a father, no matter what. You're going to always find, there should be some way you can always be a dad to your kid. Even if you got to go through court and all these different things, if you want to be a father, you're going to be a father. Okay. Nobody can really just take that away from you. Okay. I don't believe in that. Okay. It's always a way. If there's a will, there's a way.
So, do you fight the dude? Like,
yeah, I'm not.
Because I'm like, you fight the dude, not a kid mad at you because you didn't beat up his dad.
I mean, we can take it this way. We ain't got to fight in front of the kid. You know what I'm saying? But, nah, I mean, people just be challenging you. You know, you don't back down to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you pick your battles. I'm not saying, like, you know, you got to prove yourself. You know what I'm saying? But also stand on what you know.
Stand on principle.
Exactly. Be a man.
So what if it's the other way around?
What?
And now you have to deal with, like, you know, you have a kid with a woman, and now you have to deal with the mother of your child interacting with the new woman that's in your life. See, that's what I'm saying. See, the first one wasn't tough for you, but now this one is. Nah. Shouldn't it be the same way though? You see what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, yeah. I know that's gonna be hard because
like how? Because me personally,
she married she get with a doctor or something. You can't compete with that.
but see, here's the thing: as men, you shouldn't be competing with the next man. You should be getting your own self together.
Bro. Let me flip that on you. Let's say, for example, it was your son, right?
Oh, I was gonna say I'm already
okay, but
in that boat.
But hold on, let me add a little bit more in there. So let's say it's your son, and then your baby mama get with somebody that's highly successful.
Okay.
And buying the kid like everything the kid wants.
Okay.
I'm talking about, let's say, because you got a young, but let's say, for example, like the kid is up in age, like it's a teenager, he didn't buy him a car, he did all this other stuff, stuff you ain't done.
Okay.
And now he come to see you, and you just like, oh hey, you know what's up?
Well,
like, how would that make you feel? Because like you didn't do those things, but you didn't do any of those things that a father would normally do because this guy didn't step in and filled that role.
So this is how I'm gonna answer that question. Materialistic things don't validate you as a man and as a father. Mm-hmm. That just shows that you can, if the child asks you something, you can get it quick. Or I can get you this quick, I can get you that quick. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people use materialistic things to show that they're a good parent. Mm-hmm. Time is what's going to define if who the child's going to call when they're having an emergency. Mm-hmm. Who the child's going to depend on when something goes left. You know what I mean?
But you think
because time is spending time with your child, being there for your child, guiding your child in the right direction, letting your child know, like, look, hard work pays off. You know, doing all these steps. I ain't even, mind you, if I'm spending time with my child, I'm not even worried about what the next man is doing for him. It's what I'm giving him, the knowledge and ability to maneuver through life. He's just showing him, hey, I can give you this and help you maneuver through life, but what happens when the car, breaks down? He may come to me to fix it. Or if he's going through relationship problems, he may call me. If he gets pulled over, he may call me. God forbid, though. Yeah. God forbid. But it's just like those things, like you have to instill within your child, discipline, respect, taking something just because somebody gives you something doesn't mean you have to take it. But you got to stand on principle as a man. So
okay, but the thing that you pretty much, your counter was time.
Yeah, time is everything.
Hold on, what if you don't have time?
Nah,
there are a lot of jobs that we work.
That's out.
There are jobs. I mean, you never know in the future. You never know because all of us don't have time. Especially the jobs that we have takes like all of our time. The older we get, the more we try to work and get these things that we feel like we deserve in our we working towards in our life, and it requires our time. Pretty much, we're giving them our time. They're paying us for our time.
Okay.
Right. So you're giving your time to a job, right? Who's to say that you're gonna have that extra time for your kid? And also, if this person is successful, I'm not saying all successful people have all this time, but normally the ones that have the time are the ones that are successful and have their own businesses, and they can it's reversed.
Okay.
Now it's on their time.
Cool. So my answer to that is that, and this goes for relationships too, there's 24 hours in a day. And in those 24 hours, you decide what you want to make time for and what you want to put in that time. It don't matter if you got to get up at 2:00 in the morning so I can be at my son's house, so I can be where my son stays. So when he wake up by 5 or 6, I can give him food and get him ready for school. And I may not be able to take him to school, but at least let him know that my presence is felt. Yeah. Like things like that. Like, so within those 24 hours, you make time for what you make time for. I may not be there physically, but I can always FaceTime. I can always communicate with him. That's letting him know that, hey, I may not be here, but if you need me, you can call me and I'll answer. You feel me? I can take a 10-minute break and step out and do what I need to do, Yeah. And that's what a lot of us don't really understand. Like, even in relationships, you make time for her when you want to make time for her. Because, like you just said, how you gonna be in a relationship if you always working? How you gonna be in a relationship if you're trying to build yourself as a man and establish yourself in this world as somebody with stature or, so that's what comes into creating generational wealth. Starting your own business, doing something that you can leave for your kid and his kid and so on. And just because, like I said, he may give him the car that he wants, but I may give him the responsibility that he needs to maintain that car. You know, educate him in that way to where, hey, look, I may not have gotten you the car, but I can teach you how to keep it running. Make sure you change the oil, change the tires. Check for little things. You feel me? Like, hey, if the light comes on, let me know. I'll check it for you. But us as men, we don't really do that too much. We just be like, shit, if he taking care of you, hey, see if he can give me a car too. It's like, no, bro, stand on your 10 toes as a man and get what you gotta get done. Like,
let me ask you this. It's kind of tied into that, but not really so much. How important do you think just as a man, having somebody you can actually speak to and talk to and vent to? Because there are a lot of times where us as men, we go through things just like everybody else. And also being black men,
depression,
men of color, it's real. You know what I'm saying? How important do you think that is for our generation?
I would say it's very important. If only we could have somebody who would actually listen to understand just instead of just giving a reply. I say that a lot. I say that the biggest communication problem is that we do not listen to understand, we listen just to give a reply. Meaning that a lot of people go through depression, suicidal thoughts, things of that nature, to where they don't have an outlet or anybody to talk to. And then people be like, oh, what's wrong with you? You shouldn't be acting that way. It's like, do you really know what such and such is going through? Like, it could be him or her, You don't know what they're going through in their day-to-day. Sometimes it may be hard for them to wake up and to even want to wake up at that. Just that. And then now they have to get out the bed. Now they gotta go to work. They gotta do something, because if they don't, you sit in that depression for so long, you'll become something that you don't want to become, and or you may go to the left or flash out. I call it flashing out and crashing out. Like, meaning, I lost a daughter some years ago. I'm not gonna say the exact number, but a while ago. And for me, it's hard. I'm the one that has to get up every morning and be like, okay, I know when I wake up in the morning, I know I gotta see an urn on the table that I gotta stare at. That's how I say good morning. That's how I have to interact. And I don't get no reply back. Like, how much that hurts to not get a reply back sometimes? Well, just in general, just think about this. The first time and the last time I got to hold my daughter was while she was passing away. You feel me? So I hear though, I can, sometimes when I be at work, when I'm quiet and people be like, oh, what's going on? What's wrong with you? It's because I can see it sometimes. I can visually see it. And I be having to sit there and be like, okay, don't go to the left. Don't go to the left. Just do your work. You know what I mean? Because as a man, you're not able to you don't always have time to process it, and you don't have an outlet, But I do keep my faith. That's what gets me through a lot of stuff. My faith in God, my faith in who I believe in, knowing that He called her home for a reason, and I'll be able to see her, hold her one day. But I know that it's tough out here. It's tough.
Okay, so I want to ask you this, because I want to kind of stay in that topic right there. So, through that trying time or that dark time, who did you go to, or who did you have in your corner that supported you and you were able to talk to?
During that time, it was like my mom, my sister, really kind of like my music too. That helped me create probably some of the best music I've ever recorded to date because it allowed me to have an outlet. Yeah, I went to therapy, things like that, but my faith in God too. I'm gonna keep going back to that. I may not go to church every Sunday. May not go to church every Sunday. But I promise you, I keep my faith and I walk with it and I walk in it. Because if I don't, I'm lost, and it's a wrap. So my faith is that strong, and I know that it may not always seem like it, but I'm telling you, without who I pray to, I would not be here right now. If it wasn't for them, but I do appreciate, my friends and family, because I do have friends, and I can't name everybody, but who stuck there with me during that time, and who got me through those dark days, because it was days where I turned my phone off. I don't want to talk to nobody, I can't even, it was a day where I couldn't even go outside because, you feel me, like, man, neighbor next door got a daughter. So, you hear a little girl with her dad playing outside, it's like, all right. I gotta stay in the house, like I can't do this today. But I found an outlet. And my outlet was also my son. He's still here. And I have somebody that I gotta provide for and I still gotta be there. Plus he has, kids get older, they start to ask questions. And you have to be able to be a parent and give those questions and push how you feel to the side for the sake of the child, because my son comes first. I gotta make sure that he understands that, look, life is like this is how this is going, and we may not understand it, but if you get an opportunity to ask that question to our Lord and Savior, ask the question. He's not gonna get mad at you, he's not gonna turn you away, because he cares about us that much for us to be able to go to him, because through the dark we can create light. We just have to find the outlet.
Right. So the reason why I was asking that question is because I wanted to highlight the importance of having somebody that you can talk to. Not only having somebody you can talk to, but also having somebody that you can talk to that also gives advice, sound advice, not just talking just to talk. Somebody that you can reach out to that can offer great advice. It's important. Depression is real. Life is real. Find somebody that you have in your circle that you can go to in these dark times, because we all have them.
Thank you guys for tuning in with us. We appreciate it. This is Take This Tip Podcast, first episode. We appreciate everybody, all the support. Thank you, George, for believing in us and giving us the opportunity to showcase and give, our perspective, our testimony, through this podcast. It's gonna get better. We're growing, so grow with us. And appreciate my brother, always, keep it champ with me at all times, either from wrong or right, that's how you're supposed to have your corner, You may get mad, it may not make sense. But you may want to swing and body slam WWE, but at the end of the day, do you always want a yes man in your corner, or do you want somebody who's going to tell you and keep it real with you what it is? Like, hey, look, you're wrong, but I understand your point of view and why you did what you did, but you're wrong though, or you're right. The situation may be wrong, but it's right. But hey, make sure you take this tip. Tip of the day is find somebody that you can talk to when you're going through something. Don't hold it in, because holding it in is what makes you flash out and crash out. Keep your faith in who you believe in, and know that you do have a support system. It may not feel like it, because everybody may not be able to be there for you, but there will be somebody there for you, even if you got to sit there and pray or meditate, Just make sure you find an outlet, because depression is real, it's serious out here, and it's not a joke. But, make sure you take this tip.
LA, baby. Everything happened for a reason. Shit scary, I'm a king like Steven. BMF, I get better every